This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's story, and this may be a story of the week, and I'll try and tie these two together. Steward Healthcare and Red Lobster file for bankruptcy. So what do you say about one of the largest for-profit chains that files for bankruptcy and one of the largest restaurant chains, sort of mid-market Red Lobster that files for bankruptcy? Well, the two things they have in common are expensive leases and a lot of debt. And so each business, as margins got tighter, as they got more difficult, became a much more difficult business to run, and they became more fragile with very expensive debt and lots of debt and lots of leases. Both, of course, are also private equity funded. That doesn't make private equity a demon at all. But the use of leverage in businesses that end up having margins go in the wrong direction makes that private equity financing plan and using lots of debt very dangerous when things go in the wrong direction. So we'll round this up today. You've got Steward Healthcare, it causing tremendous trouble for Medical Properties Trust and for their investors. Red Lobster causing tremendous trouble for their different private equity investors and their creditors. I know Fortress Investment Group is now, I think, number one on the list of creditors. But what a mess you've ended up with when you end up piling on lots of debt, and at the same time, you end up with margins getting softer. That becomes a disaster. We always say debt kills countries, nations, and families. And companies, countries and nations are the same thing, but it kills countries. I say countries, states, families, and companies, and too much debt does it. Just makes you way too fragile, a horrendous situation. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you very much.